Hey everybody, what's going on? Nexius here, bringing you guys a 7.1 add-on video. A lot of you guys have been asking what add-ons I use. I'm assuming you guys are asking for PvP add-ons. So let's get straight to it. So the first one I use is Gladius, or Gladius, I don't know how it's pronounced, I think it's Gladius. It's this big thing right here, so you guys can see it right here that I'm mousing over. When you go into arenas, it will show the classes that you're facing, it will show their trinkets, and if they ever use their trinket, it will show the cooldown left on it. So it's really good for tracking enemy cooldowns. As you can see here, it's good for tracking the enemy dispels. A good example of this would be, oh, I see the priest used his dispel, it's on cooldown, I'm going to paralysis, or I'm going to sheep them. So it's really good for knowing that you can get CC off without worrying about the dispel. So it's good for tracking dispels, it's good for tracking trinkets, it's also good for tracking diminishing returns. So a good example is if I paralysis the mage, it will show right beside the mage's portrait here. It will show my paralysis symbol or whatever school it is. In this case, it would be, incapacitates, which DRs with polymorph. So if I'm facing, say, like a warrior discipline priest and I'm queuing Windwalker mage, it's really good for knowing when my stuns are on diminishing returns. And it's also good knowing who my partner, in this case it would usually be Garrow when he's playing as mage. When Garrow is polymorphing the healer, I can see when diminishing returns is coming off, then I can wait for it before paralysis, because if I don't wait for it, paralysis will have a huge diminishing return. So it's really good for tracking that stuff as well. Next add-on I have would be this one right here down below by my action bars. This is called TellMeWhen /TMW. This allows you to track buffs, track ability cooldowns. In this case, you can track trinket procs, you can track enchant procs like Mongoose or whatever. You can track hit combo buffs, debuffs, anything like that. So I have one here for hit combo. I have one here for Control the Mists, Serenity, Touch of Death, Touch of Karma. This should be Fortifying Brew. I don't know why it's not showing it. There it is. As you can see here, it shows it. I don't know why it's not showing it. That's kind of weird. I'll have to fix that later. But it should show Fortifying Brew here and Zen Moment. So it's good for tracking that. I'll show you guys a good example here. So I'm going to use my cooldowns here. And as you can see, it shows it right here. I monitored it, or made it to where it fades out and shows the cooldown on them, so it's easier to track, because my cooldowns are kind of all over the place on my action bars. It's easier to track when everything's right here. In terms of hit combo, you can see here it does monitor the buff, how many stacks. It's really nice for that, and when you take it away, it also shows that. Maybe I should put transfer the power there as well. I should probably do that. So TellMeWhen is good for tracking your ability cooldowns, buffs, debuffs, all that different stuff, trinket procs. It's a really good add-on. That would be called TellMeWhen. This one is Gladius. For the next one I have is Nameplate Cooldowns. This one you guys seem to really ask for. So this one here, as you can see here, when I go into combat, the nameplate looks really, really nice. You can see my chi. So when I go to spend the chi, you can see it empty. You can see my buffs or debuffs on the target, such as my mortal wounds. You can see it right there. You can see the spinning crane kick cyclone strikes debuff. The other thing you can see as well is enemy cooldowns, which is very, very important. So let's say this is a mage. I'm attacking the mage, and he ice blocks. It's going to show ice block right here above the debuffs of mine. So it has one line of my debuffs right here, and above it will show his buffs that he used. So if he uses ice block or icy veins or any kind of major cooldown like that, you can see them all there. So it's very important. If you're trying to remember, oh, did he use Ice Block already? Just take a look at the nameplate and it will show if he used it or not. So it's really important to have. It's really amazing. The other thing I would recommend to go with it is tidy plates. I don't know if it's still required since Blizzard updated their nameplates and stuff in Legion. So I don't know if tidy plates is still required, but I do use both tidy plates and nameplate cooldowns for this kind of stuff. Nameplate cooldowns is definitely the one that you want for sure. I would probably recommend tidy plates to go with it as well. In terms of another add-on I use, if you guys take a look at the bottom left, you can see here that any abilities I use are placed right here. So you can see here, you can actually monitor my rotation and what abilities I use. So if you are ever watching my videos and you want to know how I'm playing or what I'm using, how I'm doing a rotation or anything, just take a look at the bottom left. You can see my abilities being used there. If I'm juking, like I cast a fuse and cancel it just like this, you can see it also says it down below where it cancels out. So it's really nice for that as well. I have Recount, which is good for checking out your damage, what's doing the most damage out of your toolkit. You can check how many interrupts you're getting, all that different stuff. As you can see here, you can change to DPS, healing, all that different stuff. So it's kind of nice. Recount's pretty good. Other PvP ones, I have Battleground targets, so we'll open this one up. For Battlegrounds, this is really good for knowing what's on the enemy team, who's healing, who's DPSing. As you can see here over by the right, it will show the class, it will show the name and realm, it will show their spec. So it's really nice to know basically who's on the enemy team, especially in rated Battlegrounds. The other thing you can do that's really cool is you can click on it and it will target them for you. So if you cannot find, say, the Holy Pally here, you can click on it, it will highlight them because you targeted them, and it makes them easier to find. So it's a lot easier to do that as well. It improves targeting in rated Battlegrounds. It improves your information on who you know is on the enemy team, the composition, all that different stuff. It allows you to come up with a strategy before the game starts. So Battleground Targets is a really nice one as well. So Diminishing Returns, Battleground Targets, Auctionator for auction house stuff, NPCScan, which is good for PvE. Gladius I covered. HandyNotes is good for PvE as well. If you're trying to find treasures and stuff, HandyNotes is good for that. MogIt, if you like to, if you're trying to find a good transmog to use and you want to see all the items in the game, you just simply pick a category and you can go through all the items, and eventually you can come up with a decent transmog like that. So MogIt is pretty good as well. NamePlateCooldowns I covered, NPCScan I just covered, OmniBar. This one's pretty good if you're a healer or caster. This will monitor the cooldowns of the kicks on the enemy team. So if you're facing a rogue, for example, and he kicks you, it will show the cooldown left on his kick. That will let you know basically, oh, hey, I can cast for free, and then when it disappears, like Avenging Wrath or Avenging Shield here, when it's ready to use and the enemy has it again, it will disappear, and that's when you know they have their kick again. So it's really good for monitoring kicks, so you can juke easier as a healer or caster. So it's pretty nice. OmniCC, I forget what this does. I think it has something to do with just checking CC. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I used to have an add-on where any CC that went on a target, it would show it right here on the portrait. I don't know where that is. I think I removed that add-on. I don't remember what it's called. If I remember what it's called, I will add it to my add-on list in the video description below. But there's one that I need to get back, and it basically covers this, and it will show, like, if, say, I'm playing Windwalker Mage in 2v2, it makes it easier to see CC. So, for example, if my Mage polys the healer, and I have the healer set to focus, it will show Polymorph counting down before he's out of the CC. So once there's 1 second left on Polymorph, I can cast Paralysis. It will count down from 4 seconds to 1. I will then Leg Sweep them, and it will show Leg Sweep as the stun effect on his portrait. So it's really good, helping improve your CC chaining. I don't know what add-on is called that. I don't know what it's called. I used to have it, but I can't remember what it is. Spy is another good one. So if you look at my bottom right of my screen, you can see this right here. This is really good in world PvP. If you're out questing or you're out in the world and someone from the enemy faction comes near you, it will make a sound and it will show their name there with their class color, so you know somebody came near you. It's also really good to know when a stealth player is near you. If, say, a rogue casts stealth, it will let you know as well in the middle of your screen. If you have someone on kill on sight, you can set players to kill on sight if you really hate somebody and you want to track them down. If that person is on your kill on sight and they come near you and the add-on picks them up, it makes a specific sound as well. So Spy is really good for knowing how many people are near you. There have been times where I go questing and like 4 or 5 people pop up. I know to get out of there before they all jump me. So it's really nice for that as well. Tidy Plates, TomTom. TomTom is good for PvE stuff like HandyNotes where you find treasures and stuff. Trufi Global Cooldown, I think I covered this. Yes, I did cover it. Alright, those are all my add-ons. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. I will leave the name of all of these add-ons in the video description below, but I'll also leave it right here at the end of the video. So just like pause the video right here. You can see the name of all my add-ons right there on the screen. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.